Right now, rare event. All the state's top Republican leaders campaigned together in Sherman their message to the hundreds of supporters. One-on-one, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick discusses his re-election campaign and says social issues matter in Texas, even as affordability remains voters' top concern for the midterm election in November. And debating birthright citizenship, Republican North Texas Congressman Brandon Gill tells us about his new bill to revoke birthright citizenship for the children of those who enter the U.S. illegally and birth tourists. Democratic State Representative Ramon Romero Jr. of Fort Worth responds. I'm Jack Fink. Get your fix for Texas politics. Eye on Politics on CBS News Texas starts now. Good Sunday morning to you and welcome to Eye on Politics. Hope you're having a great weekend. We're going to begin with that rare event in Sherman, the large political rally that attracted all of the state's top leaders, and they included Governor Greg Abbott, U.S. Senate candidate Ken Paxton, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and other statewide candidates. The rally, called the Red River Roll Call, was hosted by State Representative Shelley Luther. More than 1,000 supporters attended, and Republican leaders urged people to vote in November because the political stakes are very high in the midterm election, especially because the Texas Senate race between Paxton and Democrat James Talarico is neck and neck.
The U.S. Senate could switch, and if we lose Texas, I have no doubt that the U.S. Senate turns to the Democrats.
We're going to re-elect Republicans up and down the ballot in the Texas House and the Texas Senate. And for the 30th year in a row, statewide Republicans are going to sweep the tickets and keep Texas red this election.
A lot of people are like, how did you get all of these people to come here? And I said, I asked them respectfully, but you have to do a lot of work to prove to people that you want what's best for Texas.
We went one-on-one with the Lieutenant Governor about his message to supporters on his re-election bid and the Senate race.
Jack, we understand that rural Texas is what keeps Texas red. So when we get a chance to come to an event that has 1,200 people, where often you might go to an event where it's 25 or 100 or 200 people, this is a tremendous opportunity to address a lot of people. It's also early. And by being early, there wasn't a lot of competition of other events. Once you get to Labor Day, everybody's scattered everywhere. So this was brilliant by Shelley Luther. It's the biggest turnout for an event that any legislator, in my belief, has ever held. I mean, 1,200 people, a lot of people.
So what is your message going to be tonight for these voters, rural voters, going into the midterm?
So message number one is, for myself, I keep my word. I was here in Grayson County, in Sherman, 2 years ago when there was a cement plant that wanted to be built right next to chip manufacturers, which these are billion-dollar plants. They support our military and chips. You know, we don't have a lot of chip manufacturers in the U.S. And it was a struggle, and they were going ahead with the cement plant, and I said, look, we're going to stop it because this undermines the whole community, the whole economy. And with Shelley Luther and Senator Hagenbu, we were able to do that. And so now it's on a 6-year hold as we study it. So one of the things that are important is tell people what you're going to do what you said you were going to do, because that's what you were supposed to do. So I'm back to saying, look, we kept our word. It was hard work, tough to get the bill passed, but we got it done. Secondly, the bigger picture is we have to put policy over people. There are lots of people running. There are going to be a lot of attack ads everywhere against everyone. It's their policies that are important, Jack. And when I look at the top of the ticket at James Talarico, his policies align with Mandami, the mayor of New York. They align with AOC. And the reason I say that is because anyone running on the Democrat ticket has to follow and get in line and support all of those people. So we don't, in Texas, we don't want a leftist U.S. senator who is connected and supporting communists who want to take over the country. That sounds like, are you kidding, Dan? No, that's true. I mean, read what they're saying. They want to get rid of the presidency. They want to get rid of Congress. They want to close all prisons. That's who they are, and they've been on the march for 40 to 50 years in this country. And the Mandami race and that win let them all come out and say, okay, we can do it too. And they've won some races. So the march here is Texas must stay red. We have to have rural Texas to stay red. And plus, I love this town. I've been here 3 or 4 times in the last 2 years, so I just like Sherman.
And on your point, though, as far as the Senate race is still tied, according to all the polls.
Yes.
So why is that the case?
Well, look at the Beto O'Rourke race in 2018. Ted Cruz won that race by a couple of points. Talarico is not known yet, so whenever you have someone who's new, sounds good, looks shiny object, well, once they find out about what he stands for, like God has multiple genders, the Bible supports abortion. Look, this guy, people sometimes say Republicans are injecting God into our campaigns. I do all the time. I'm going to talk about Jesus tonight, as a matter of fact. But this guy came out and said, I'm a moderate pastor. Well, he's not moderate, and he took some courses in a seminary, but he's not a pastor. And he's committing blasphemy against the Bible. I know it's a strong word, but when you say God has many genders, when you say the Bible supports abortion, and you criticize other parts of the Bible, I actually have said this and I mean it. I pray for him. No, we're going to beat him, but I pray for his soul, because if he continues this track of mocking God, it's not going to turn out well for him in the long term. So I hope the guy sees the light one day and realizes and says, hey God, I'm tired of mocking you. Sorry I did that, because that's what he's doing. And that is the one area that the Bible is very strong on. You do not mock God. And that's all going to be exposed coming up. I think people are going to say, really, he said that? I mean, the guy liked to text. He's got a volume of text out there he's not going to be happy with when people see them. On the mic in the Texas House, he's been against everything we passed as conservatives. He's been against everything, and he's tried to play himself as the next Beto O'Rourke, and he's going to lose like Beto O'Rourke.
Is all of that going to matter when affordability seems to be the biggest issue that voters are concerned about?
Well, it does matter, and the Democrats have shown that when they're in charge, things fall apart. The economies are not good. Look what's happening in New York City. Look what's happening in every blue state. Their economies are a disaster. We're looking at affordability in Texas. It's very important. We have cut property taxes, but not enough. But 61% of seniors now, Jack, do not pay school property taxes because of the bill that we've passed on the homestead exemption for $200,000. Seniors at 65, their values are frozen forever. My double nickel plan that I've talked about, I want to reduce that down to 55. So when you become 55, all your values are frozen. That will save the average homeowner $10,000 to $15,000 over those 10 years, plus their values are frozen. I figure if Denny's can say you're a senior at 55 and get a Grand Slam breakfast, why can't the Texas legislature and say, we want to recognize to freeze your values at 55. Affordability, a lot of it is impacted by what's happening nationally. I support the president and what's happening in Iran. You know, people say, well, why did we get in that race? Look how these Iranians are acting now. Imagine if they had a nuclear weapon. I mean, they are not looking for victory. They're looking to create death everywhere they go, and they will be there to the end. So I support the president. Yes, it's driven up some cost in gasoline a little bit. But once this is over, gasoline will be back under $2 a gallon. We'll be fine.
Talarico has announced he has agreed to participate in 3 televised debates against Ken Paxton. The first will take place on September 22nd in the Rio Grande Valley at 8 p.m. The next will be on October 6th in Dallas at 8 p.m. And then the third one will happen on October 13th in Austin starting at 9 p.m. In response, Paxton's advisor, Nick Maddox, said, quote, AG Ken Paxton immediately agreed to debate within hours of being asked, and we're close to terms with one outlet now and expect an announcement to be forthcoming shortly. Up next, a new bill in Congress would revoke birthright citizenship for those who enter the U.S. illegally. We'll speak with the Republican who filed the bill and get reaction from a Democratic lawmaker when Eye on Politics on CBS News Texas comes right back. In Texas, there are now new rules in place when it comes to THC products. Sarah Jenkins now with the brief.
Big changes are happening with THC products in Texas. Many products containing intoxicating hemp compounds are coming off store shelves as Texas begins enforcing a rule that has been tied up in court for years. Texas tried to ban THC products, but hemp businesses sued, and a court order put the ban on hold while the case made its way through the courts. Now, the Texas Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the state, clearing the way for enforcement to begin. According to the ruling, after July 31st, all hemp products sold in Texas will have to be made with Delta 9 levels compliant with state regulations. The products available will largely be limited to topical and ingestible products, with edibles and beverages containing no more than 0.3% Delta 9 THC. The hemp industry is still challenging other state regulations in court, so the legal fight in Texas is expected to continue. For The Brief, I'm Sarah Jenkins.
And remember, you can watch all our full interviews from today's show. Just go to our CBS Texas YouTube page, and while you're there, check out the Eye on Politics playlist. And also do yourself a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. And that's all for Eye on Politics this week. I'm Jack Fink. I am listening, and we are listening to you at CBS News Texas. Thank you so much for watching, and from all of us here, have a great weekend. I'll see you again next week.